So you've probably noticed by now that every family is different and has different cultures and different, I'm not just talking about like big picture culture, but individual families have their own different cultures, but all families deal with one specific kind of trauma, and it is not a fun one to talk about. I'm talking about sexual trauma. I can guarantee to you that between yourself and Adam and Eve, at least one of your many hundreds of ancestors have experienced this kind of trauma. And I can guarantee that some of it is still bouncing around in your family line, causing trouble right now. And this is a big deal because when our ancestors have unprocessed trauma of any kind, that unprocessed trauma travels down through the family line. And what does it do? First off, it causes physical body problems. Okay. A lot of our physical body problems are linked to emotional problems, right? If all emotions are chemical, our bodies are secreting these different chemicals that make our bodies act in different ways. They're messing with our hormones. Just feeling emotional stress throws off your hormones, and it can throw off your digestion. It can throw off your growth development as a child, which affects you for the whole rest of your life. And it can affect your brain development, right? But what we know from epigenetic research is that traumas of this nature, they don't necessarily know how. I mean, like, again, I cited that study that was done on the grandchildren of Holocaust survivors that have like dreams of the Holocaust, or telling the story of how I and my 4-year-old son were terrified of rafters. How did that pass through the generational line? Like, nobody is totally sure about that, but I can absolutely tell you that from my own experience of being terrified of falling through floors, like I talked about in that earlier video, it absolutely did affect my body's function because I had a bedroom on the top floor, and I would feel my heart beating faster every time I went to the bathroom. And I'd be like so scared I was going to fall through my bathroom floor. These things affect our physical bodies. Even if we don't understand exactly how it works, it does work and it does affect us. So maybe you have never experienced this kind of trauma in your life, which is a great blessing. And I'm sure you're very grateful about that. But you may still be processing weird stuff of that nature from your ancestors. Okay. Ancestral trauma can affect the function of your body. It can affect the function of your mind. And I do really wonder how much of, things like pornography addictions and, OCD and scrupulosity and stuff are really linked to, and I'm not just limiting it to that. I wonder how many of a wide variety of neuroses are linked to things like sexual trauma that was taken place in the family line, and it's just gotten passed through, and it's just bouncing around and concentrating in our tissues and driving us to kind of act out and have weird thoughts that feel intrusive and out of control. How much of that is linked to real life family trauma in this area that we need to clear? Okay, that is the thing that as I was preparing this series for the month, I was like, this is what we got to do. And this is a hard one. It's just hard, and I have a good friend who was severely abused as a child. And so I gifted her with my session on healing from sexual abuse, which is the one I recommend for today, to do for yourself today. Even if you don't think that you need to do it for yourself, guaranteed it will bless you if you feel like your intuition is telling you to give it a try. It can help clear things. I think it's said to be like $5. If you can't afford $5, go do a bunch of free sessions and it will unlock automatically once you have done like 15 free stuff. Okay. So there's no reason to not do this. Like, don't let money be in the way. You can get it for free. You just have to heal yourself extra to access it, But anyway, my friend, her trauma was so severe that just clicking on the link to start healing this, she would feel herself tighten up, and she felt like she couldn't handle that session. If that is you, don't handle that session. Go and do a different one. The one coming to my mind is Healing Hopelessness. So you can go check that one out, but or not. And you don't have to. I mean, like, feel out for yourself what you want to do. But that is the thing that I wanted to invite us all to take a look at today, is to work through our own sexual trauma using that session, which I feel like is very gentle. It's very veiled. I wrote it to be very symbolic so that it wouldn't necessarily like trigger up anything that actually happened. It's all in metaphors, like metaphorical terms that your subconscious mind will get, but your conscious mind does not have to be re-traumatized. You do not have to remember anything. It's just an easy and graceful way to clear out that stuff so that you can heal and move on. But today and tomorrow, that's what we're up to. We are up to working hard to heal our own trauma in this area today. And then tomorrow, we're going to do it again on behalf of our ancestral line. This may be extremely powerful in ways that we don't even understand, right? The reproductive process, the procreative ability is so powerful. And I mean, it's so symbolic. It is so thorough. Like it affects the functioning of your whole body. It affects the functioning of the entire planet, right? We're all here because of this process. Every single one of your ancestors was involved with sexuality in some way because that's how you got born, right? This had to happen. And doing what needs to be done to clear the trauma from that out of the family line can make a really big difference. And I just really know that. And so I'm really excited for us all to give it a try, even though it might be hard. It is probably not going to be as hard as you think. That is what I will tell you. I think it is not going to be as hard as you think. But feel it out with your own intuition. See how you feel about it. But I just feel really excited for all of our ancestors to finally find relief from this issue. Oh man, a story about us coming into my mind, but I think I'm going to save it for tomorrow. So come back tomorrow and hear my cool story. But yeah, I think that today is a great day. Tune in with your body. We're in Scorpio season. This is a fabulous time to be checking out the skeletons in the closet and actually cleaning them up and cleaning out the closet. You know, we can heal from the dark things that we don't want to remember, and we don't have to remember them. We don't have to remember them. That is the glory of this work. So the link for that is down below. Again, you don't have to pay for it. Like go do some free sessions until it unlocks into your account. And that's going to be easy and fun. And you're going to feel so much lighter when that stuff is processed out of your system. Nothing compares to the feeling of actually processing your trauma and having it leave your body. It feels like you literally lose 10 pounds. It feels like you're floating on air. So I'm really excited for you to experience that today for yourself. And I'm also excited for us to experience it tomorrow on behalf of our ancestors. So thank you guys for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, and bye to your ancestors.